movie. Drew Carey.
Wait, you could have just gone in there the entire time?
You missed the spot.
Punisher, you're a fool. Well, now what are we?
And then I totally imagine Jeffrey Tambor as Peter Maine. I think that he looks like him, he talks like him, he has that like slurish southerny accent that's not really an accent or not really a slur.
Jeffrey Tambor is
he's a little too old.
He's such a good actor, and he can play serious, but you just don't think of him all the time that way. Because
no, I know.
Just because Arrested Development has definitely solidified him in a very specific...
And I can't believe he was that part of Arrested Development. He was so good because I always thought of him as Hank Kingsley. Right. And he was just like this huge dope that never got the joke. And then to be like the snarky, dickish one on Arrested
Which is now what he's transitioned into. He's like always...
In Hangover, that's what he played. And
Sam Rockwell, what do you think about that?
I think it's a great choice.
I like Sam Rockwell.
It's pretty solid.
I think really good
Where
call.
they gonna put their boy Franco?
Tambor's pretty old now.
Yeah, I don't think he could at this point.
Oh, what's on this train? Are people doing their laundry and cooking like heroin? Like, but they're doing their laundry. Like, there's these heroin vats, and there was a bunch of crap about like.
So one of the other things that people have asked me about a lot, that's like unrelated to the actual book, but and because it is being made into movies, how come so many of the video game movies have failed?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Why do you guys think that is? That video game movies, at least up to this point,
I was hoping you would answer the question.
I was going to pass it off to you guys.
I honestly think because they're not good. They're not that the story.
Like superhero movies weren't always good.
The story is
I think it is too. Like people think about superhero movies nowadays as like, of course they would be amazing, but like I feel like that it was really just Iron Man kind of changed the game a ton, as well as the Batman movies.
Blade started that full. Blade started.
Well, I think it's kind of like what we're talking about with Peter Jackson taking his Zelda movie. Like you need a very strong. Yeah, but the Killing Joke is not good because it's dark.
Number one.
Kurigari says video game movies fail because the directors don't know jack about the game.
That's probably true to some extent.
I think that's gotta. You have to care about the story. Well, I mean, we'll see how the Assassin's Creed movie does with Fassbender. I think. Now, you also could think about the latest Street Fighter Assassin's.
Watch, you're gonna try almost win this game.
Street Fighter fans really like it because the story is.
I thought those were great.
Solid, yeah.
I almost beat this game, and then.
Hold on. She had to go enter a singing contest that her mom just called her up about, and that's why she's
I was listening. I heard that, and that was amazing.
I'm almost gonna beat this game, and then Xander's gonna turn it off. Watch.
Yeah, it has to be made with the fan sensibility.
Yeah.
But with somebody who can get a blockbuster made and be able to get the leash to do some things their way.
Jennifer, he asked the question: Why do video game movies? Why do they fail? Why are they?
Filmmaker wants to make their version of the video game story when the story that the video game players fell in love with and immersed themselves in is the story of the video game.
Right.
So I mean, it's so easy.
But I don't feel like the Tomb Raider movie or Hitman or any of the others were like, oh, this was the director really showing the story in his way, and this is not jiving with my memory of these games. Like I didn't feel like that was the reason that they didn't work.
Well, you know what? It is an interesting conundrum. Like Mortal Kombat, I will argue, but the Mortal Kombat movie, the original one, it's probably the best video game movie ever made.
It's really true to the tone of the
That's exactly
of the game.
It's exactly the movie. I mean, exactly the game, and it's just matchup after matchup. You're giving people exactly what they want. Versus, like, people hate the Resident Evil movies. People hate Silent Hill or the new Silent Hills because they deviate so much when it's like, why mess with a story that was...
Well, I think part of the problem, too, is...
Oh, enough with these fools.
Because, you said that they don't really stick with the story, which is kind of true, but, different iterations change it. The ones that are the most, like, Fable-like and follow that hero's arc and, like, have that in their DNA are a lot of the Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Like, and because Nintendo doesn't allow that licensing to happen, I feel like there'd be a greater chance of success with the Donkey Kong movie or a Mario movie or a Kirby movie or a Zelda movie than there would be with Resident Evil and a lot of those ones we discussed, because those are less fairy tale-like, and it's
and they're less. I mean, generally less story-based. They're more gimmick-based, right? Like the gimmick of Resident Evil is the zombie, or not the zombie, but
Right.
the contagion thing.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's really going to change in the
Yeah.
next few years. I think the superhero movies have paved the way for that in a lot of ways. Whenever people are ready to take the mantle, and there's a lot of properties that have been recently gone into development, and I just got to think that it's such a great untapped or not properly tapped area.
Right.
Yeah. Now I don't know.
There was a Mario movie.
Yes, there
Nintendo
was.
would like you to forget that, but there was.
Did you ever play Heavy Rain?
I watched
You
the
watched
story.
it.
Yeah.
I do that with all the Silent Hill movies. I mean,
Okay.
sorry, games, because
Yeah.
they're too scary for me to play.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
really scared.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But,
So you mentioned Blade, and I was like, I kind of saw part of that, but I was hiding my head. I don't like I hate scary movies.
weapons. I use them.
Heavy Rain was great. One of the best trailers
Oh
I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Oh, it was beautiful. And I heard that the movie's in development.
Keep
I don't
coming
know
out
if
of the
that's
train, I'll
true
keep killing
anymore.
you.
Wow.
But that would be a movie that would just do it like the game.
Yeah.
Please don't mess with anything. Just film it from beginning to end.
Especially
the way the game
Sean.
Was. Yes, Jason.
Jason.
Wait, who's
I'm
this
trying to
fool?
think also, I think like the superhero movies, they have that hook. You can describe it in a sentence, the log line or the
that's
elevator pitch,
clever.
and you kind of
Yeah.
get it like, okay, Tony Stark is a millionaire, weapons heir, runs his company, and he's, in this situation where he has to make a suit and he's a genius.
Yeah.
I described it very poorly, but there is the one sentence description that I feel like with games, that's not really how they're
Wait.
selling it.
Yeah.
It is usually the
How do I get
gameplay
more
or the
credit?
great graphics. And the story, the better ones have great stories, but that
Yeah.
isn't like the concept
Sure, go
hook. Like, imagine if you were in a world of sea lions and you were a fish. Like, something ridiculous, but something that really gives you
Yeah.
that.
I'm just cheating now. I
Yeah.
got Bushwhacker in the corner.
The easy logline thing.
I think you should
situation.
always walk
Yeah.
around with a microphone.
Yeah.
It like look great on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a professional reporter with the
Yeah.
suit. Yeah.
Like
What
when
if
you
I
go
hold
on
it like
dates.
this? See,
like-
this changes everything when I hold
How
it
do you
like
feel
this.
about? Oh yeah.
I don't think they
Well,
can
that
see on
makes it look
camera.
like you're either
Freestyling?
freestyling or announcing in the middle of a boxing ring.
Okay, and then
Kingpin's
if I
Rap,
go
here we
like
go.
this.
This might be the last
Now
level.
you look very Asian.
Yeah.
Now, and you're very nervous karaoke singer.
Okay. Yes. You're fighting him.
Hi.
I'm
See,
someone's
I would
hero.
watch a Last of Us movie. And
Yeah.
to me, it was very much movie-like. It had
Yeah.
a journey, and
Well, one thing that'll be interesting to see is the Mario movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie sucked. I think we can all agree. But it was there was a translation from a cartoon-like game to a live-action film.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain and a lot of these games,
They're
they
just
are
made
movie.
film.
They're
It's
very
already-
cinematic in
you're
themselves,
right.
and it's almost
That's
like
right.
if it's the same thing, you're like,
piece of cake.
I already played this
Yeah,
game.
that's
And if it's
true.
different, it's not true to it. So that is really a big part of the challenge.
Have you seen that new Mercedes commercial with Mario?
He just showed
Oh,
me
I
okay.
showed him the
Yeah,
picture,
yeah.
so he.
Because
Cast
I was
that
saying
guy.
that
Yeah,
Nintendo, in addition to making great games, they should really be trying to do more with their IPs for those of us that grew up with it and are older
Yeah.
and still I have a Wii U and I love it, but
Yeah.
I would watch a TV show that was a little bit darker or
Yeah.
Mario as a detective, a private eye. Like, I don't know, something that...
But it's not made for you anymore. It'd be made for kids.
Yeah.
yeah, but but it could be made for making money and for Nintendo staying in the console business.
Wouldn't
And
that be
use
for
it.
kids?
But why?
Because-
Wherever there's
Because
demand,
look at how
there's-
much a Pixar movie makes. Look how much a superhero movie makes. Like, those are all kid stuff.
but a superhero movie is not for kids.
Absolutely, it's for kids. Avengers is for kids.
No
we
way.
just like it because we're adults too.
It's for big kids.
No.
The Avengers movie is for kids. You know how many kids go to see the Spider-Man movies, and like kids go see those movies. And when you were a kid, you went to see those movies too.
Yeah.
You saw the Star Wars.
The
You
Star Wars.
you saw the Star Wars, and you watched them movies. Those movies are
April
for kids.
Ozang.
A Mario movie should be akin to a
Yellow
Pixar film.
jumpsuit.
Wreck-It Ralph should be a freaking Mario movie.
Yes.
So it's Transformers.
The Transforminators. The top grossing movies of them years is the Transforminators, and you can't find a more kid-friendly movie than them. You don't even know what's happening on the screen, but them kids do. Yeah, the Transformer
London.
movies are almost like unrecognizable as anything, and they're like experimental films, but they are the top office grossing movies of those years, and they are absolutely full of kids. Yes, you'd have to make a movie for kids.
Well,
a four-quadrant film, if you will, a four-quadrant.
I'm not
film.
saying let's cut off some quadrants at the expense of the four.
Is Console Wars gonna be a four-quadrant film?
It's gonna be a five-quadrant film.
Whoa!
Oh, what's the fifth quadrant?
Yeah.
What's the fifth
unborn
quadrant?
children.
I can't reveal that.
People have been trying to tap the unborn child.
We're really getting into the dead, the undead, and the unborn child market.
Are you sick of that buzzword, the four-quadrant film?
No, because I don't live in LA, and that's part of the reason I don't live in LA.
Four-quadrant film. Yeah, it's a four-quadrant film. I was at a cookout with somebody, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a four-quadrant."
No, I'm just sick of this.
And I was
that.
like, "Shut up with your four-quadrant. It's not a four-quadrant film."
So how long have you guys been here?
It's a four-quadrant film.
How long have you been here in this office?
The Punisher is a four-quadrant game.
Well, the Twin Galaxies Live launched April 28th. But it was a conversion of Elite Lounge Live, which has been running for about a year and a half. These surf bums need to die already. So we've been broadcasting, but we don't count the first few months of that experiment because it was on Tiny Chat. So we were competing with nightly penises.
That's a battle you're never going to win.
And an occasional boob.
Listen, there's no better feeling.
Why don't you just
better with
win in
quotation
Rome?
marks. Quotation marks around it.
When
in Rome.
When in Rome.
We like you show us Elite Lounge Live.
Made
You
a good
show
point
us
about
yours.
Angry
We'll
Birds
show you.
movie.
Yeah,
Are they?
That won't be massively ridiculous.
It's gonna be awful.
Ridiculous.
It'll be like real.
I think that could be good only because
wait, this guy has an axe. Oh, same.
Whoever does this is going to have a lot of discretion because what's the story, the template they have to adhere to? I mean, they're just.
Are they gonna have feet? Do you think?
You don't know the story of the Angry Bird?
Or are they going to?
Sounds like a YouTube short instead
Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me, fire guy! Until I will harness your fire.
I mean, I'm going to see it if the bomber guy's in it. I love that guy.
That guy's pretty.
Yeah.
That feeling you get when.
Yep.
Now I harness the flame.
There's no better feeling as a producer than having a star that you booked that it was really hard to get and having them show up in your broadcast and then somebody's random penis showing up next to them
Look,
in the
I'm
camera
light 'em
slot.
up. Light 'em up.
Nothing like that. Makes you feel real professional.
It's a good one.
Thank
How
you,
did they
Tiny
react
Chat.
at the time?
Well, we used to try to ban the penises very quickly. But
then we just let them flop around for the entire broadcast.
Production value.
Free production
we got a
value.
real penis
These
in here.
days, you gotta pay for penises. But
So, have you guys been to E3 this week?
I was there today. Yeah.
What do you think?
My general impression of the expo itself was that it was a lot more professional this year. Last year there was a lot more spectacle. There were a lot more people running around, like
Well,
there's
now they're
like
checking
more.
for IDs and
Yeah, now they're look at you're playing a retro game. This is where we live.
Yeah, no, but
Forever in the past. Here at Twin Galaxies Live.
it does seem like only a matter of time before
No, I got away from that.
VR becomes either a major focus or just a big part of the industry.
Yeah.
And so the timetable in my head is before it even really started to crop up. But to see that they actually had that big of a space.
Wait, I went into a sewer tunnel
and
and
that
they here.
well, they got
they
Facebook
hired-
money now.
No, I know. And they brought on Jason Rubin earlier this week from Naughty Dog. Like that was, to me, when I was seeing people saying, "Oh, what was the biggest news of the week?" Was it Nintendo's new games? The focus of the press conference? I kind of thought like that was big because that means like they're in it to win it. Like
it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Jason knows what he's doing, and
I kept hearing that. Yeah, I kept hearing that they're in it to win it. But you know what? We're now just tiny little baby steps away from a million different nightmare scenarios happening. Now that VR is becoming the thing. Like every
Ready Player One?
predictive, yeah, exactly. Like every predictive, like apocalyptic movie that starts with like people wanting to live in virtual reality. Yep, Lawnmower Man right there.
Which just means I can now stalk people through Facebook and be in their room while I do it.
it means we can also start our business. We are going to start a VR in VR company.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So we're going to start selling like our own Oculus inside of there. So sort of a third
nice.
reality.
Well, listen.
And then we can control the real estate.
You just
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, do you ever dabble? We'll stay we'll touch briefly on this topic. Have you ever played in Second Life?
I have. After that episode of The Office,
Yeah,
where
with
Dwight was a paper salesman in Second Life.
Yeah.
At first I had never heard of it, so I thought it was made up, and then I found out it was real, and then I played it.
Were you a writer in Second Life?
Except
I was a successful writer, because back then I was certainly not a successful writer.
Yeah.
And we had this Japanese guy with a guitar who was our lackey.
Twin Galaxies Live.
Second Life was really interesting, and being on The Office, I thought like, oh, this, that's pretty good cultural reference.
Yeah.
But I didn't think much of it again until I read Ready Player One.
Yeah,
and I was like, there is definitely a possibility of the whole world becoming this kind of world, especially with VR and our world's kind of falling apart.
That one.
Well, thank goodness Second Life has failed. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you ever play it?
Deep. I was deep in Second Life. I had
Really?
like a shopping center with like some
No way.
active commerce.
Did you spend money or make money?
Initially I was making money, and then I could see the decline of Second Life by that ratio of like earnings versus costs, right? Because I was at the height of my.
She was making money in Second Life.
Oh yeah,
I know.
selling beers and tank tops. Beers and tank tops.
And why were people buying that?
Well, because the main thing is the beers. Actually, I built them so they had animations in them.
Okay.
So you could purchase a beer, and then if you equipped it, you could walk
In
around.
Amsterdam, I had one of those. For
Yeah?
real.
Yeah.
Yes, a real one.
No.
But you walk around holding it, and people
Enough with this.
incorporated it into their avatar's image. It's like, I'm that cool, chill person drinking a beer.
What was
So
your avatar?
my avatar was
What is
a little Asian schoolgirl, not gonna lie, drinking beers. And she occasionally, my
wonder why that
funnest
was
thing to
popular.
do was
I wonder why that was popular in Second Life.
Asian schoolgirls.
With drinking beer, yeah. I wonder why that took off.
I think it was just party settings. People, like, a lot of it was social, like, little fake party settings.
Pedo
and-
life?
Yeah. What? Did you say pedo life?
Yeah.
Like, I had a beer where you could offer it to a small child.
Like
Yes.
That was one of my... And that was how I
Wait,
spent
why
every
not?
Saturday night. Because I started off as a pretty girl, and then
Yeah.
I would teleport, and I would equip my Joker skin. And they didn't want to get busy with Joker.
So why did you do it?
Because it was...
messing with people.
Second Life has been the most fascinating social experiment.
Yeah, that's why I love doing
Yeah,
this.
it was amazing. Oh, do you watch Firefly?
No.
Did you watch Firefly or
No.
Serenity? No, never mind then. The story won't be relevant.
Oh, well, it was kind of one of those things that like I've been saving up because I know that
Oh, it's
I'm gonna love it, and so I want to just binge watch it. And
yeah. There's a little
You can
community
You can do that
in
now. There's
Second
no more
Life.
coming ever.
Yeah, ever.
Despite
Oh.
with that sad kid at Comic Con.
no.
Well-
But I just mean like I recently watched every episode of Mad Men and caught up, so
Dude,
I
that's
would
game
like
over.
to do it.
Classy.
You lost?
Yeah, stupid thing beat me. I didn't even.
Classy choice,
I
sir.
could have used a friend.
Now let me.
I could have used a
our
friend, Blake. I could have used
countdown
a
is-
friend.
He's fixing it right now, I think.
Yeah. Breaking news: Sony is developing a live. Or I thought it was CGI only, but
Yeah, it looks like we
they're
have
developing
about a
this-
minute left.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Oh, let's get them all in.
Well, guys, we want to thank Mr. Blake Harris for sharing some of his insights on the console wars and his book by the same name. You can get it right now everywhere. Amazon, anywhere you buy books. I'm sure you can find Console Wars also as an audio book.
Yes, as well.
And feel free to ask me any questions about it at Blake J. Harris NYC on Twitter. I love talking about the book. That's how I found John over there.
Yeah.
And if you hate it,
so
please
you
tell
respond
me.
to tweets. People can actually tweet you, and you respond.
I feel compelled to because I feel like I told you at the beginning that I am honored to tell this story and that I'm kind of lucky enough to be the one who did. So I feel like it is bestowed upon me to actually answer questions and make sure that people get the most out of the
All right.
experience.
Great
Excellent.
power, great responsibility.
Yes.
All right, guys, well, stay tuned. We have the comic book show up next, and a special surprise. It is our 1-year anniversary, so make sure you tune in past the commercial break.
Surprise.
Did I?
Damn
Damn it! All
Right.
right.
calendar, they know it.
Well, another great thank you to Mr. Blake Harris and to Jonathan London, who for guest hosting. Jonathan London from
Thank you,
Geekscape.
John.
Jaundice.
Yeah.
Jundin.
Just call me
We'll
Jaundice.
be right back, guys.
Slow motion exit.
Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system is something we're really excited about, and the reason is that every single playthrough is unique. We see stuff we've never seen before, and that's why we're really excited that we're going to get to play with you guys soon on Twin Galaxies Live.